What is going on, YouTube people? New York Cards and Comics here. And if you ever wanted to know how the card collectible hobby, whatever you want to call it, space will run me into financial ruin, I present Exhibit A on the screen. Marvel X Magic the Gathering. We have leaks of what the cards are going to look like. This story came out, probably maybe at the very beginning of the year or late last year, that they were going to do a Marvel Universes Beyond in 2025. And that's really all we've heard about it since, other than knowing that it was coming. Well, earlier today, or yesterday for you people watching this video, this was posted onto Reddit. The MTGCC Reddit. Apparently someone was trying to sell these. It looks like, so the running theory here is a couple different things. That these are secret layers because of, it says SLD down in the corner, which is a secret layer drop. And that these are most likely promos for a New York Comic-Con panel. There is an NYCC panel that is Marvel X Magic the Gathering that is going on. And my best guess is that these are giveaways for that. Now, before we get too deep, let's kind of clear one thing up. Yes, Fanatics and Topps just got the Marvel license away from Upper Deck. That starts in 2025. So you're probably asking, how the hell is this coming out? Well, the TCG license is a separate license from the trading card license. Those are two different things. And this is not like a permanent thing going forward. This is a one-off, Universes Beyond, and done. They don't usually go back to them very, very often. This thing is going to print money. They are going to sell a crap load of this stuff. And depending on how you want to get into it, it's either going to be relatively affordable or ridiculously expensive. And I must say, we'll dive into some formats here in a second. The design on these cards, at least these four preview, secret layer, whatever you want to call them cards, are chef's kiss perfect. Perfect. Captain America. His casting cost is red, white, and blue in order. His ability is throw equipment, which, if you're not familiar with Magic the Gathering, equipment are cards that you attach to other cards in the game. His ability is to attach an equipment card to it, throw it, and then get it back. Wolverine's ability is regenerate. He's also red and green, which, if you know the colors on Magic, also make 100% perfect sense. But his ability is to regenerate, to basically not be able to die. Iron Man. He makes treasure tokens when he attacks because he throws money around. His colors are blue and red, which is the Artificer colors, makes 100% perfect sense. And then Black Panther is green and white, which also makes perfect sense. It's the plains and the forest, which fits right in with the Wakanda vibes. So they absolutely crush the design on these and the abilities that they put on these individual characters. So, how is this going to work? Let's talk about the current formats of Magic the Gathering. There is Secret Layer, which are these. To put it into sports/non-sports collecting equivalent, they're almost like Topps Now cards. They come up and you can order them and they're essentially print to demand. That's what Secret Layer typically works like. There will be, most likely, and this is all hypothetical, just based off what we've seen for other Universe Beyond sets, there will be commander decks. There are usually 4 commander decks typically, and those are pre-constructed decks that allow you to basically just open the package and play a game of the commander format, which is a variant of normal Magic the Gathering. Typically fairly collectible. Those decks usually go for about, they can range a little bit, but I'm going to call it $40 to $60 a piece, depending on how they want to price it out. I think the Lord of the Rings ones, when I bought those, a set of 4 was like $200. So basically $50 a deck. There will be play booster boxes, which is a traditional TCG booster box that will have some special cards in it. And what I mean by special cards is there's the set, and then they make essentially parallel versions of the cards to varying different degrees and rarity, but they all do the same thing. They just look fancier. They allow you to flex on people better, basically, is all what it comes down to. Play boxes typically go for about $125, give or take. That will be your standard entry point if you just want to rip some packs of cards. Then the one where is going to get people in trouble, myself included. Collector's boxes. Collector boxes are a ultra premium format. They are very expensive. The number of packs is very limited, and that's where you get all the fancy, shiny stuff. If there's serial numbered cards, that's where they will be. If there is some crazy borderless alt art, oh my god, this thing looks absolutely amazing card, that's where it's going to be. Those can get expensive. Collector booster boxes off the rip range anywhere from $250 all the way up to $400 on release. I've seen it everywhere around there. This one is going to be super hyped. I would expect it to be on the more expensive end of things. You're probably looking at minimum 300-ish bucks for a Marvel collector booster box would be my guess. I would not be surprised if it was closer to 400. That's what Lord of the Rings came out at. Some of the other ones have done a little bit less. Assassin's Creed was a lot cheaper, but not as popular of a IP like Marvel's going to be. Because you got to remember, you're going to get all the normal Magic people going after this. And now you're going to get an influx of Marvel folks coming into this as well, chasing this product. So I have a feeling that's going to drive prices up. The collector boxes are typically a more limited print run. There's still a decent chunk of them, but they do tend to be a little bit more limited and harder to get, especially once the supply dries up. Now, Wizards plays games with print runs. We don't know where they'll be at by the time we get to 2025. In the peak of COVID, they overprinted everything and it killed a lot of the prices. Lately, if you've been following like Rudy over at Alpha Investments, the print runs on collector boxes have been lower, which is good for collectability, but has driven the prices up on the secondary market to absolutely insane levels on some sets. Not all, but some. Just depends on how popular it's going to be. My guess is this one's going to be popular. So that's basically what you're looking at. You know, a collector booster box case is 8 boxes. So depending on what the price point is, you're probably looking at a good couple of grand for a case of collector boosters. Play boosters will be the more entry level. And then, like I said, there'll be commander decks, which will probably be fun. The artwork will be great. And then there'll be these secret layers. That's essentially your formats. We don't know if they'll do serial numbered cards or not. Too soon to say. If they do, those will obviously sell for a fortune. And those go for typically big money. Magic doesn't do serial numbered cards very often. And if you're looking at this strictly through the eyes of a Marvel card collector, you're in a whole different bag of cats now. You've crossed over the rainbow. You are in the thick of it. The Magic the Gathering community is massive. Obviously not as big as Pokemon, but way bigger than Marvel cards. So you have a lot more competition for stuff. And if people really want to chase the serial numbered variants, those are going to get extremely expensive when you throw in the Marvel card collectors that are wanting to go after this stuff, combined with just the normal Magic collectors that are going to be wanting to go after this stuff. It is going to be a recipe for crazy town when it comes to prices. That's just probably how this is going to shake out. Obviously we don't know price points on anything yet, release dates or anything at all. I could tell you my early thought process on this will be to buy collector booster boxes to stash and to buy some to open. I will also most likely get multiple commander deck sets, one to stash, and one to play with. To rip open, have some fun with, and maybe shuffle up and play some Magic again. I have not played physical Magic in probably 2010, maybe 2009. When did I get out? Shortly after Kamigawa block, whatever year that was. And I don't want to look it up right now, but somewhere around in there was Kamigawa, and then I forget what was after that. Somewhere in that range is when I got out of physical Magic. I've played on Arena, dabbled here and there throughout the years, but physical Magic, that's basically when I got out. I started in Revised, played in Revised in middle school, got out, got back in again around the Odyssey block, played very hardcore in the Odyssey block, very hardcore. High competitive level, not pro tour or anything crazy like that, but about as competitive as I could get staying in state. And then retired again and came back again a couple years later for a short stint, and then retired again from physical Magic. This is going to be a lot of fun from a collectability standpoint, from a chase standpoint, and from a, quite honestly, just sitting down and playing the game standpoint. This might get me out of retirement to dabble a little bit, and that I almost scare myself even thinking about that. So, as always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. As if you are viewing this as someone that collects Marvel cards and you do not collect TCGs, is this something you're going to be going after? Those are the people that I am most curious to hear from. Is I collect Marvel cards and I've never really dabbled in Magic the Gathering. Are you going to cross over? Now, this is just an early glimpse at the artwork. We obviously don't know. There's going to be way fancier stuff than this. Way flashier stuff than this. I can tell you that right now. So, curious to hear from those folks if they're going to get enticed by the devil on one shoulder saying, come, spend your money. That's all I got. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. I got to go wrap some quarters and get ready for 2025. Peace.